What is going on YouTube? It's dynastybuffs, followed by my partner here, Max,
What's up?
bringing Week 8 waiver wire top 10 fantasy defenses. Let's get right into it.
It's showtime, folks. It's showtime.
All right, who's on bye for Week 8? Nobody. Everybody's playing this week, definitely because Halloween weekend. So let's get to it. Just a quick overview and hit the highlights or all the injuries. Zach Ertz going on IR. Pat Fryermuth on IR. Obviously, Kyron Williams on IR right now. Daniel Jones still dealing with that neck injury. Sean Watson still dealing with the shoulder injury. Zay Jones coming back. Question mark on Ryan Tannehill. Will he play this week? Probably not. So it could be the Malik Willis / Will Levis week. David Montgomery looks like he's 50-50 this week. Still questionable. As the week goes on, we'll find more about that. Deebo Samuel, shoulder injury. Jimmy G looks like he actually will probably play this week, but who knows? All right, so what we're getting here, let's see. Week 8 waiver wire. Top of the list, so right now you're probably going to see everybody say, go get Dalton Kincaid, blow all your fab on Dalton Kincaid. Sure, the kid is a first-round pick this year. He came from Utah. I'm not a huge fan of Kincaid myself, but if you need a tight end, now Dawson Knox is injured on IR, dealing with that wrist injury. Could be a tight end to have and keep. Start every week, but majority of leagues anyway, he's pretty much on everybody's rosters. Maybe you play in a non-competitive league, he's probably available. But majority of leagues that I'm in and pretty much everywhere else I've seen, he's on a team. But here, he's got 40-some% rostered on yahoo.com. For myself, I'm going to not blow all my fab on Kincaid. I'd rather spend less and get Josh Downs. I think he'll be, if you've been following us for a couple weeks now, we've been saying Josh Downs since he was on 1% rostered back on week 4 or 5. We've been a fan of Downs for quite some time now. I pick Downs, then Jameson Williams, and then I'm going to go through the list here. If you absolutely need a tight end, maybe you had Zach Ertz, fine. Yeah, go get Dalton Kincaid.
Or McBride.
Yeah, same thing, right? Now we know that Kyler Murray's coming back in probably week 10. Zach Ertz is out. He's on IR. Trey McBride can be a nice, solid option for the rest of the year as well. So the third guy here, right? Darrell Henderson. So last week, everybody was saying go get Zach Evans. I myself was not a Zach Evans fan. I said, nah, I'm going to go get Darrell Henderson for $1. Got Darrell Henderson for $1, traded him for a third. I mean, now he's actually starting. He got 10 points last week. Solid option. Not sure what the backfield is going to look like this week. It looks like Sean McVay wants Royce Freeman to get more involved. And Darrell Henderson went back to the practice squad. I'm sure he'll get elevated once again. They'll use him again. Yeah, go ahead.
I was just saying for those tight ends there, you got 3 in a row for 4, 5, and 6. Dalton Kincaid, Trey McBride, and Luke Musgrave. Obviously, Kincaid and Musgrave are the rookies this year. McBride, this is his second season. He was actually recruited fairly high as a tight end, drafted fairly high as a tight end last year when he came out. Didn't do much. He's buying Ertz. His targets have gone up. So he's somebody to look at, certainly like you have their long-term stash. I have him stashed on a couple of my leagues, and his targets are going up finally. And with Ertz actually on IR now, I think you're going to see him actually get a chance. So he certainly has talent. Kincaid, as much as I don't like him as a tight end, he definitely gets targets. He was 8 for 8 against the New England Patriots. 8 for 8 with 75 yards. He's getting a lot of targets. I don't think he's really a pure tight end. He doesn't block very much. And if you just stick him out there as a slot, I think eventually they're going to cover him, but we'll see.
Yeah, my only worry with him is if they use Kincaid like they did last week, they're going to lose. They have to feature Stephon Diggs. if they want to win and make a playoff run. If they use James Cook and Kincaid every week going forward, great. That's great for fantasy, but that team will struggle. I still like Musgrave. I know he's in a bad situation with Jordan Love, but he gets targets. The kid's an athlete. I mean, he's probably a little injury prone right now. He's just not getting luck with injuries, concussions.
Can't do much when he gets speared in the head.
Yeah, but I mean, he got 7 points this past week on Yahoo. He's still on waivers, still available. Could be an option going forward. I think Love looked bad, but it wasn't all his fault.
I think he's a good long-term stash, like you said. The talent is there. McBride, the talent is there for tight ends. Kincaid, to some extent, but I think he's more of a Gesicki type, depending on the offense and the situation.
Yeah.
Just be careful. I mean, they're all good pickups if you got them. Certainly, they're ads if you can get them. But like you said, don't use all your fab on any of those guys.
Yeah. Some other options for quarterback situation. Gardner Minshew, he actually looked pretty solid against that Browns defense.
Incredible.
We know that Minshew is going to be the starting quarterback for the rest of the year. Looks like Downs is establishing himself as a legit wide receiver 2. Pittman's still good. Jonathan Taylor looks like he's back. The Colts defense is improving. I think Gardner Minshew can be a solid streaming option if you're in deeper leagues or 2 quarterback leagues. I mean, you got to pick him up if he's there somehow. Take him. Sam Howell, same thing. He's still getting reps. He's still probably going to be the starter for the rest of the year.
Yeah, they got problems there in Washington coaching wise. If they don't make adjustments, they have great receivers. How's the most sacked guy in the league? If they don't fix that, shorter drops, whatever it takes, don't see much long-term play there. I've been big on him. He gets a lot of volume, but man, he just holds the ball way too long and for whatever reason.
Yep. Some other options, Taysom Hill. I mean, Taysom Hill is like every year he'll get you like a spike week of 20 points, and then next he'll get you 0.
And it's usually the weeks right before you start getting near the playoffs, so you start buying in, and the next thing you know, you stick him in, then they don't even play him.
Yep, and he'll get you a big fat 0, and you're like, all right. But maybe it's interesting now with the Olave situation. Maybe he misses a game, and they have to use Taysom Hill this week. Not sure. Kendrick Bourne, I mean, I think he's establishing himself as the wide receiver 1 on New England, but I don't want anybody in New England, I guess, besides maybe Hunter Henry. Even then, I probably wouldn't want them. So, I mean, here's the list where I probably wouldn't start them, but maybe in a situation I would. So, if I don't have anybody, sure, I'll start Kendrick Bourne. If I don't have, maybe Ridley gets injured, Christian Kirk gets injured. All right, fine, I'll start Zay Jones. If Ramondre Stevenson gets injured, okay, fine, I'll start Zeke. Maybe like in deep leagues, maybe Zeke is a flex, but he's just goal line dependent. Charbonnet, I mean, he was injured last week. I'm not sure how he's feeling this week. If Kenneth Walker's out,
he's
a start.
Yep, great handcuff. He's probably the best handcuff you get.
Yep. And then now Tajay Spears, if Derrick Henry gets traded, if he goes to the Eagles or wherever else he goes, well, who else do they have at running back? That's pretty much it. So they'll probably use him for the year, and then that's probably it. So he's another option you can have for a long-term stash. And that's it for the order for week 8. And here's some players that might be available on some of your leagues. If they are, please go get them. They should be rostered in pretty much every league.
Yeah, let me say one thing on Purdy. I know everybody's down on Purdy. He's a tough one, right? Because people forget that he's a second-year quarterback, right? Quarterbacks typically take 3 years to be able to adjust to the NFL game. He did a little bit faster, obviously, in the first year. He had a pretty good start. He's on a great team. However, he's not as horrible as everybody makes him out to be based on the last couple games. They've had a lot of injuries, played some tough opponents in terms of the Cleveland Browns, had a great defense. Last night with the Vikings, they were pumped. And he just didn't play very well. But I don't think you should count him out. If you can get a starting quarterback and pick him up. That's something to do. And like you said, long term, keep an eye on him. He's definitely worth it and showing he can play.
Yeah, and then also the quarterback situation this year is pretty bad. Obviously, you can also pick up Kyler Murray. I guess I didn't write him down here because he's not even. He's really taken in every league I've seen. So
Same here.
he could not be rostered in your leagues. So go get Kyler Murray. He's got the upside to be top 5, maybe quarterback. Such a crappy year this year. He could be that guy for you. But maybe you're still trying to get a quarterback. Maybe you pick Fields and then Deshaun Watson, and then I don't know. You're just Russell Wilson. You're just running around. I'll still pick up Brock. He's decent. He's a game manager.
He's young.
I mean, he'll get Debo back eventually. He'll get his left tackle Trent Williams back. I think once McCaffrey's healthy, 100% healthy, I'll probably help him out again. He's got the talent around. So for fantasy, sure, pick him up. But I myself don't think he's a stellar quarterback. But for fantasy, he's good.
He's to pick up. And then I'm glad you added Meyer on that one too. Michael Meyer or Mayer, actually, right? I keep saying Meyer. It's Michael Mayer from Las Vegas, the tight end. I like him. I picked him as a boom last week. He didn't make it with the quarterback play of Hoyer, and then Aiden O'Connell came in, but Aiden O'Connell didn't play bad in preseason. I like him. Long term, I think Michael Meyer is somebody to watch. If you got room, you have long-term sleeper. I like that one. Thank you for adding that, H. I'm really big on him. He's getting the targets.
If Jimmy G comes back, the whole offense is a lot better. Adams looks better. Jacoby Myers is better. Jacobs is better. The defense can actually rest. They need Jimmy G back. He should be back this week. So, Mayer could be another option as well. Another option I like, I think Cortland Sutton. I think he's established himself as a wide receiver 1 on the Broncos. I have him on my Scott Fishbowl. I played with him this week, and he's been pretty solid. He usually gets you a couple of targets in there, maybe 50 to 70 yards, and then a touchdown. Very serviceable, nice flex option. I'm keeping him. I stashed him and kept him on all my rosters.
And if you can get Rashee Rice, get him. He's definitely going to be the one that Mahomes likes to throw to, especially near the end zone.
Yeah, and then on this week, I mean, if you can get Rashee Rice, he has a really nice matchup this week against the Broncos, I think. Wait, no, they're playing, let me see. Stand by. Yes, I think they're playing the Broncos this week. Yep. Okay. There you go. So, yeah, divisional rival. That's right. They're in the division. So, should be another freebie for Mahomes. All right, and that's all we got for those Week 8 outlook. So, Bills are playing the Bucks on Thursday. Bills are favored by 8.5. It should be an easy win for the Bills, but I'm not sure what they're doing. They struggle against New England. I mean, Bill Belichick has the Bills numbers for sure. Bill Belichick likes to match with Allen, and we'll see what happens with the Bills this week. I think it'll actually be closer. The Bucks have been fairly decent. Their defense has been, among top 10 or running, about average and pass. So I think it should be closer, maybe like 4. All right, top 10 best defenses in the NFL. Cleveland, New York Jets, San Francisco, Lions, Cowboys. I think I'd probably move up the Ravens, which is good, but just keep it as is for now, based on numbers. Based on the numbers is what we have. Again, Cleveland's still top dog.
Eagles did really good too, keeping Miami down to 17 points. A lot of penalties and all that I know, but still did pretty good.
All right, here's a top 15 streaming option for Week 8. The ones I highlighted are available on waivers, so they're below 50% rostered for the leagues. Detroit Lions, still available. The Falcons, the Vikings, Jaguars, Giants, and Texans. So I myself, I'm going to put in some claims for the Lions. If not, I'll go get the Falcons. Falcons, I actually like their matchup this week. They're playing the Tennessee Titans. Don't think Tannehill's going to play this week. So Levis, who's a rookie, and then Malik Willis, who's been bad. I think it should be nice, easy matchup for the Falcons defense. They might be a better option, especially if Jimmy G comes back. It might be more difficult for the Lions. They got destroyed last week. Minnesota Vikings, they're playing Green Bay. Green Bay has been struggling. And, long-term play would probably be the Jacksonville Jaguars. They're playing Pittsburgh, who are not very well. Not very, very good at all. So if you're in a deeper league and all these guys are basically taken, I would probably go with the Giants or the Texans. I'd probably go with the Texans. I think they have a better matchup. Will Anderson has been dominant so far in his rookie year. Stroud should keep him get the offense on the field long enough to give the defense some rest. Bryce Young, he's great. He's good. His receiver core sucks. It's just Adam Thielen. So, he's a rookie as well. So, just Texans a good option.
Yeah, I like the Texans better than the Giants. I'd have to see more from the Giants before I trust them. But there's certainly a play. Not like the Jets quarterback situation is tearing it up. So,
all right, Denver Broncos. So top 5 worst run defenses in football right now. Broncos, Panthers, Packers, Giants, Bengals, and Steelers. Should be a Pacheco game. Should be a nice game for Houston. Minnesota, watch out for Cam Akers. Again, Cam Akers is rostered in majority of leagues. Just try to find Cam Akers. If you can, go pick him up. New York Giants playing the Jets. Should be a Brees Hall game. Cincinnati Bengals playing San Francisco. Could be a nice, easy matchup for McCaffrey. And nice, easy matchup for Travis Etienne against the Steelers. Worst pass defenses in football. Tyson Bagent gets the Los Angeles Chargers this week. Pat Mahomes gets the Denver Broncos. Mac Jones gets Miami Dolphins. And Desmond Ridder gets Tennessee Titans. And Lamar Jackson is going against the Cardinals.
Well, there could be some pretty ugly games this week.
Be great for fantasy. Pretty rough for some other guys. Top 5 run defenses. Philly is playing Washington. Should be a rough game for Brian Robinson Jr. Detroit's playing Las Vegas. Might be a rough game for Jacobs. Jacksonville Jaguars against Pittsburgh. Might be tough for Najee Harris and Jalen Warren. Seattle Seahawks might be a rough one for Kareem Hunt or Pierre Strong Jr. I have no idea what that backfield. I'll just go with Hunt. Cleveland Browns playing the Seahawks. Might be tough for Kenneth Walker this week.
Pierre Strong, isn't he on the Browns?
He is on the Browns. He could be a pickup as well. I didn't have him rostered because, I'd probably start Hunt, but who knows? Could be Pierre Strong and Hunt. Jerome Ford is injured. Forgot to say that.
Yeah.
Ford is injured. He's going to be out a week or two. Cleveland Browns. All right, top 5 pass defenses. Number 1, Cleveland Browns. Number 2, Dallas Cowboys. 3, Baltimore Ravens. 4, New Orleans Saints. And 5, San Francisco 49ers. Geno's playing the Browns. Matt Stafford playing the Cowboys. Josh Dobbs playing the Ravens. Gardner Minshew playing the Saints. Joe Burrow playing the Niners. I actually think the Ravens have become underrated, and I would actually probably put them at maybe 1 or 2 in terms of top defenses, maybe rest of the season, because Lamar has just been dominating recently. Lamar is putting up a MVP type year right now, and if it continues, it'll be very good for the defense. Cleveland, I think, is going to struggle a little bit, maybe long term, because PJ Walker and Deshaun Watson, they've just been bad. But that defense is keeping them in. They got a new touchdown last week. They got 16 points. They're still good on defense. They're still good for fantasy, but they could get more points and more opportunities if they stayed up the field more.
Yeah, Myles Garrett's a beast.
Definitely making a case for defensive player of the year.
Did you see him jump over the line and block the field goal? It's
Yep.
just incredible.
Should be a nice solid week. Week 8. Can't believe it's already week 8 so fast. Quick recap on our week. So Scott Fishbowl still in first, 11-3. Hopefully I can clinch my playoff berth this week, week 8. Moving up in redraft for Yahoo, almost in Platinum League right now for our new account. That's been pretty good. Shout out to anybody in our redraft league. Shill's coming for that chip. All right, and that's it for our week 8 waiver wire video. I'm
All
done.
right.
You got anything else?
No, that's it. Nice job, H.
All right, cool. That's it. So thanks for watching. Subscribe if you're new. Like our video. Comment for the algorithm. Ask us questions. Ask us start questions down below. Or ask us any trade advice. Any trade questions you have, just shoot it down below. Follow us on Twitter. You can find me at dynastybuffs. You can find Max at ffbuffs. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.
All right, out.